Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to All the Nerds Live. Hope you enjoyed that episode of Moon Knight as much as I did. I'm not sure about what these guys got to say about it, but I liked it a lot.
Hated it. Worst Marvel
but
show
yeah,
to be ever, I think.
Of all time.
You get a haircut, Dill?
Of all
I
time.
did. Well,
Whoa, look at this guy.
Look at that cut.
Great Gatsby looking Dylan.
I did get a haircut. Yep. It's all gone.
Are you like putting it up now? Is this the new thing, or you just have it because the hat?
No. It's just it's the hat. It's literally just the hat.
Okay.
We got Lavelle in here, still laughing at a joke I made a month ago.
Is it right?
We like
That was a month ago.
it's a while ago.
It's a rat. It's not a bat.
Jeez,
So.
time flies, no?
Yeah,
Time
well, you've been in the
flies.
cave for a while.
I've been in a lot of things.
I'm seeing
What a-
that
what a
now that the
tough situation.
Batman's been out on HBO Max, it's time for Twitter to tear it apart.
Sure.
I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's just like it's
was
so
ahead of the
funny how
game.
that works.
Has there been?
It's so funny how that works.
Has
was
there
ahead
been
of the
stuff?
What?
Oh yeah, people are ripping it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Levi wasn't ahead of that game, unfortunately.
I got ahead of that game there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
so
I mean, some people are
unfortunately-
like, oh, in hindsight, it's actually not a very good movie. You always liked it, just you didn't love it.
In hindsight, shut up, man. In hindsight, come on, man.
In hindsight, exactly. No more hindsight.
In hindsight,
Here's Liam.
Okay.
Yeah, no more hindsight. We got to eliminate hindsight. Well, guys, this is the first stream. This is the first content in a while for us where we're all three. It's Levi, it's Dylan, it's Johnny. The three only nerds are together
Yes,
to give you
sir.
content. And this is I mean, I'm excited for this stream. We got a lot of good stuff to cover, a lot of news. I want to talk about Moon Knight. We had a great conversation last night after Moon Knight that I want to sort of loop Dylan in on and talk about sort of that.
we do. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. A lot of little Easter eggs and stuff.
I'm
in
just
this
excited to see
Little
Dylan,
tiny ones, yeah.
not Johnny.
Baby
No
ones.
Johnny
And I-
Cam? No Johnny Cam?
Yeah,
today?
no Johnny Cam. Yeah, Johnny Cam.
You can get a phone cam.
That'll
I don't
work.
know if a phone cam.
People
Phone
like
cam kind
seeing
of
you.
bad though.
As long as you're not shirtless in bed.
It's gonna be a bad angle. I'm not shirtless, so it
The
might be
double
bad.
chin. You should just put it in front of
I
your,
can
your-
see. I
your
got rid of
webcam.
all. I just moved out all my stuff in my dorm, so I'm
Oh,
basically in
fact.
an empty room.
That
So,
is true.
but I'll here. Okay. I'll go, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do.
Oh, there he is. Look at this guy. He's
Okay.
got the
There
fit
you
go.
on,
Yeah, you
looking like Harry
looking like
Osborn.
Harry Osborn. Yeah, that's what to say.
Really, me? Crazy.
You? Crazy. Oh, here. I know what's missing. You got the music on.
Oh, that's factual.
Factual
Factual
smack.
stuff, man.
Thank you, Liam. I can't see, but you're looking good too, man.
Oh, not that one.
No, not that track. That's
Yeah. I was still looking
The
at
reaction shot.
okay.
the reaction shot.
What was
All right,
that? Oh, that
what's
was the
up? Let's
reaction.
get into
That was the reaction frame. Yeah, what do we got?
Yeah, I think
So there's a lot. Today I'm feeling a lot of emotions. Yesterday was pretty big. Yesterday was pretty big just for news
pretty big and pretty bad.
It's majority bad.
Sony
Majority bad,
Marvel is
unfortunately.
Killing it all the
Sony's killing me. It's like a tapeworm. Like they're slowly
Sony's like
eating my inside.
They're inside you.
Like my body is decaying because of them.
Yeah,
I blame them for all my life's about all life's troubles. I blame Sony.
Right.
Rightfully so. It can all be traced back to Sony.
Yeah, it can be. It's true. So, there's some things. There's some things. I don't know if we want to get straight into that or if we want to get straight into good news, bad news. But
I think we should just do the CinemaCon stuff because Disney had their CinemaCon presentation.
the
today.
schedule. You would just do the whole.
Yeah, we got a schedule, but
I think you know what I will say. I think it ended. I think it rounded out. Okay. By the end, I mean
haven't
like
followed
Disney
anything.
finishes.
there's some crazy stuff. Like Jason Sudeikis served Olivia Munn like legal papers on the stage, or not Munn,
What?
Olivia.
Really?
Yeah, like she was doing the Warner Brothers presentation. She got like a manila envelope on the stage with like papers about custody of their children.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's just
That's
it's like
ridiculous.
insane. Yeah, I think
I didn't know that. Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I did not know that.
yeah, not Olivia Munn, Olivia Wilde.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
What do
like
you want?
the deadline 2 hours ago. Olivia Wilde CinemaCon envelope mystery. It was Jason Sudeikis' legal documents. Like
And he
someone
just
just like
walked up there and gave it to her.
no, he did. It was like a random
Oh.
audience
Whoa.
member. Like it's actually kind of a scandal because like you have to pay to get in there or be like an insider. And someone just like an audience member like walked up to the stage and was like, "These are for you." And it's like that wasn't planned. Like how the hell did that happen?
No, yeah,
Pretty
you're
weird
being
stuff.
served. Yeah, it was probably a lawsuit. Wonderful
Yeah,
for
stuff.
her and him.
Weird stuff. Just in the middle of the Warner
pretty
Brothers
sad.
presentation because Warner Brothers can't get any cooler. They had someone get their
They can't be
presenter
doing any worse.
no, their presenter got sued or whatever. The legal papers in the
I
middle.
did.
But yeah,
I did see something. This is like, rarely do I ever go on Twitter, but I did get a notification from our account, and I saw that someone posted Zack Snyder's Justice League Dark Side
I
of
saw
War.
that too. I clicked on the
coming.
same thing and I went,
And I was like, wow, okay, really? Are they actually doing this?
it was a
And guess
lie.
what?
It was a lie.
No,
Yeah,
it was a lie.
Whatever.
Obviously, we're on the same account, so I got that same exact
Cool Photoshop
notification.
job,
And
though.
and I was like, is this real? I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Totally.
Whoa!
But
And it wasn't.
Wow.
do you guys want to break down the
Let's do Moon Knight.
CinemaCon?
think-
Or you want to do Moon Knight
I
first?
could break you
I mean-
down. I could break down. I could.
Yeah,
I could. You know what? I could break down. Mentally, I could break down.
Johnny might just like much like Mark Spector.
This isn't. This isn't.
was gonna say,
This isn't as
like a-
bad as.
Dumped on.
This isn't sometimes like as hard as bad as last time, but this is different.
Yeah, you'll have to tell
Yeah,
me
yeah.
about it sometime. I don't
I will.
know. I don't know what's
I
happening
know.
with Johnny. Yeah,
We're
so-
good.
He's got the serum.
But anywho,
Moon Knight was.
what do
pretty
you want to do?
damn
Moon Knight first? Or you want to do? Yeah,
I just
Moon
think
Knight.
I just think we'd run through Moon
Let's
Knight
Moon
quickly
Knight
because
it.
we gave a lot of thoughts last night after the show, and I want to
solid show. I think it has the opportunity to actually end good because
I don't
there
know.
isn't,
It has
like,
one
a
more
bunch of
episode.
plots.
I was
That's
actually
what I'm
thinking
saying.
the
Hold on,
opposite.
there isn't-
I was thinking.
I-
There
that's what I was-
isn't a bunch of like B plots because a lot of these
I know,
shows
but-
suffered because of their B plots.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
major,
may I-
we still don't know what's real.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Hello?
we still have
Hello?
Arrow.
Yeah, may I say, Dylan? My
Okay,
point in
well,
response to Johnny
please
was
go
that
ahead.
that the A plot, which is like the plot of the show, feels like the B plot to Mark Spector's character arc. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't even like there's no the A plot of stopping Amit feels like the secondary thing. The
Right.
primary thing that has kept us all interested is Mark Spector's mental breakdown and what the hell is going on.
Okay.
Which is
completely
beautiful.
blanking
In this
on how it
episode,
ends.
like they that was just his whole character is fantastic. You know?
Oh, it's amazing.
But it's still like, well, now they're still in the underworld, and Steven just fell right.
I
off
know,
the
and he's
boat.
dead. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, how are they going to
And
save
so-
Lena?
How does the episode end again?
So they're fighting those sand monsters. I
And
will
it's a
say,
very-
I hate to be this guy, but you could see the green screen in this episode.
Yeah,
I
it was-
swear to
yeah.
God. But anyways, he fell off the ship because they were steering it, and then it kind of just ended there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
and then-
I remember Steven, but what happened to Mark? The last
Mark
shot
is
was
like,
on.
they're
was still on the
going
boat.
through they're going through Osiris's gate
Yeah.
to get back to the overworld.
Right.
And the
That's
point
what I
that I
thought it
made,
was. I couldn't remember.
the point that I made last night, Dylan, is for the first time we were talking a lot about Marvel fatigue. I like wish that the show wasn't in the MCU because I think I'd be more interested in it if it was just completely disconnected. And I was like, damn, this is the
Right.
first time I've
Yeah.
felt this way. Like the character of Mark is so much more interesting to me because Gibbs, when we were watching it, brought up the point of like, well, does everyone go through this field of reeds thing
I
when
was
they
thinking the
die
same
in
thing
the
too.
MCU?
And
Like,
they kind of alluded. They're like, no, but why
Yeah,
would it? Is it
it's like,
just him?
why-
Yeah,
being
but I feel like
connected?
there's like a bunch of different. I thought there's a bunch of different afterlives in the MCU, like Black Panther. I mean, obviously that's a much different situation.
It's
But
just
that's
confusing.
like, but why
into
why do they get to go there? Why do all these other people go to this?
Well, and that,
version?
Because they're special, Dylan.
But the question also is
And
is
the rest
this
of the
even-
people in
is
the
it even-
MCU aren't.
is it even
guess so.
real? And the thing you
Yeah,
can do with
that's
Moon
true.
Knight is if you keep it out of the MCU, is that you can keep the ambiguity to is this even real the whole time.
Because
and
they
you
can't
can-
keep that. That's the thing.
They
They're not going
can't
to be able to.
I don't think
yeah.
they can. And what I was saying last night is if the show ends on an ambiguous note of like Moon Knight may exist, but the fact that all this possession stuff and like that all might just be trauma that Mark Spector experienced, then if you leave that option open like they do in the comics,
Right.
I would love that. Like that is amazing because then you're playing with you took a strong character nugget.
It'd be
and then you kept-
ballsy though.
and
It
you-
would
and you
be
kept it the whole
ballsy
time.
for Marvel.
It'd be ballsy. It'd be really cool. But it's the MCU, so it's gonna have to be okay. No, this is legit, and he is Moon Knight, the
Yeah.
hero. And it's like to me that just like by
They're
demystifying
gonna have
it,
to have some kind of
makes it
tie-in. Like
boring.
it's gonna
Yeah.
have to work.
Does this have the
That's
opportunity
interesting. That's what Gibbs is saying.
to end with the big battle at the end? Yes. Do I hope they go that
The big
route?
CGI
No.
battle? I don't know. I don't know about that.
Dude, I can't wait until when Arthur Harrow gets in the Wolverine 2013 mech.
Yeah,
they start having a
Mhm.
samurai battle.
The
But
Silver
yeah, no,
Samurai
I was-
suit? Yeah.
The second this episode ended, I was like, "This is not a penultimate episode feeling. Like this doesn't
No,
feel
it
like the
I
setup
said
to
that
the
too.
end
I
of
was
the
like, I wish this was 8
show."
eps. I wish it was 8 eps or.
But I hope they prove. No, I need them to prove me wrong because so far every show Loki debate. I think Loki ended good, but every show I think has had a sour ending. I don't think there's
That's
been
true.
a show that's had.
Comparatively to the
I
rest
even
of the
think
show,
Loki's
yeah.
ending has its issues, but it's still good.
I don't think
Whereas-
I don't think that Captain America and the Winter Soldier had a bad ending. I don't think that had a bad ending. I think people got really.
Yeah.
I think people got really hyped up on the power broker thing, and the whole time I was like, "You're all nuts. It's not complicated."
Yeah.
And when people were disappointed by that,
No,
clearly, though,
I even remember
that show got butchered a little bit by COVID, and that's true. And there were some like editing
Right.
choices that are weird, but I don't think it had a bad ending. Like it had it resolved nicely. Sam is Captain America.
I thought it was
It's like,
and
I
and
think
Falcon Winter
that's
Soldier is honestly my number 1 or number 2.
like I think that's a
Truly.
fine ending.
The only thing that frustrates me is it wasn't like I wasn't hyping up the power broker thing. I just didn't like the plot. I did not like the power broker stuff. I did not like anything with
Yeah.
Sharon Carter. I thought she was awful. So
I wouldn't go that
that's-
far, but I don't.
I really didn't like her character in that show. But the rest of the stuff, loved it. I think that
WandaVision and
is
Hawkeye, I
probably
think,
my favorite.
unequivocally had bad endings. I think it's almost undebatable that
I think
Hawkeye,
WandaVision's was unfortunately worse,
Bad and-
but I would agree that I guess they're on the same kind of level.
no. I think
Yeah.
personally, I think Hawkeye is worse. I think Hawkeye is by far the worst at MCU.
Really?
series ever showed.
I think that probably had the. I don't know. WandaVision might have had the worst
Yeah, but
ending.
Wanda, I always bring up Wanda was still. It was 9 episodes. You got a lot more
Yeah.
context, a lot more to build. Hawkeye was build, and then 5th.
Yeah, but they
episode
didn't end
Kingpin,
it. That's
know.
even more reason to
exactly. The whole show was constructed poorly in the back half. The whole thing was like, what? Like WandaVision was really good for 8 episodes, and then the last episode was kind of mid and like fell into some tropes. Hawkeye
I
was
didn't
like,
think it was kind of mad. I really didn't like it.
well, okay. Either way, everyone agrees. At least the first 8 have some really good effing stuff, Marvel stuff in there.
Yeah.
And then Hawkeye, like by
Sure.
introducing Kingpin in the phone footage in the end of the 5th episode, and what they did
That
to
was
him.
rough.
Come on now, man.
Forgot
like that
all
was,
about that.
it was.
yeah.
It
And
was
okay,
poorly
I will admit the finale wasn't good, but everything leading up to it, I was hyped.
I think it was poorly constructed. I think episode 5 got me down. We're like when we finished 5 and it was like, look at this photo of Kingpin. And
Yeah.
we
No,
went,
you're
what?
you're only saying that because the very end of episode 5. I think the majority of episode
No,
5.
yeah, but that's sad. I feel like that was enough.
That was enough to like
Because,
sour the mood.
Not
It was-
maybe not the whole episode, but definitely like I don't know,
Well,
just like
remember,
because
Johnny,
we were
we
so
watched-
hype about.
Yeah, we watched that
Kingpin.
live all together in
Yeah, I know.
And
That
we
was
all
the
went,
one
we all went-
episode we watched live.
and we all looked around and we're
Really?
like, was that kind of MIDI at the end there? And we were like, I think that's
That's never. That's not what you.
I remember.
want.
Okay,
That's not what
yeah.
you
To be fair, I remember. Yeah, that left a weird taste. Yeah,
Yeah, you're like.
that
oh, this is a
taste.
good
That episode was good. For you.
That's- I remember you saying that.
You're like,
Did I say that? I might have.
I'm glad you enjoyed it though, Anchorman. I'm always happy that I don't know a lot of people who love Hawkeye. Just like I love Book of Boba Fett. I know there's a lot of people who don't like Book of Boba Fett, and I
They're out
appreciate
there.
that. We're out
They're
there.
near and far.
But yeah, I think Moon Knight has the potential to take the number 2. As terms of endings, I think it has. the potential.
I think
I mean-
it does, but there is 2 routes they can go, and one is the generic, and one is the actually interesting. And I will give credit because I have full faith in Oscar Isaac's understanding of story and everything. He has been hyping up this show, saying it is apart from everything else you've seen. It's that gives me
Yeah, Robert
strong faith.
Rodriguez.
for
Robert
tomorrow.
Rodriguez hyped up Book of Boba, and that did not land for everyone.
Yeah, but I don't really. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily trust Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, he did. Do,
Oscar Isaac's
he did
filmography.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Come on, that's peak storytelling.
It is.
Okay. Oscar Isaac's filmography, I think, definitely proves that he
Speaking
has
of-
some semblance of what the story is and how to end.
Oh, for
No,
sure.
I agree.
And speaking of Book of Boba Fett,
So
I brought it
that's
up last
why I
night,
feel
Dylan.
a little more.
I think that like the way the Book of Boba Fett was constructed, it set up the finale to be really action heavy, and all the character moments had to go through action. And I think Moon Knight's done the same thing. I think they've done 2 episodes now without Moon Knight in them, and they've set up like character.
We got no Moon Knight this episode.
Yeah, no Moon Knight, like one
part.
in the memory. And
Well, technically,
no, they're both memories. It was both in memories. What do you mean?
Oh, well,
only
memory, yeah. But,
Yeah,
They
but
literally
no
walk-
action, no
Yeah, no,
like.
they literally walk into a memory.
Yeah.
Of, oh, look, this is from Moon Knight. It's not like here's Moon Knight doing something in the present. That's different.
It's pretty cool, though.
It was once again, not saying it's not cool, but the way they've set it up,
Right.
the way they've set it up is you have to pay off fighting Arthur and saving Layla in the final ep. That's action.
Right.
That means that action beats have to happen. You can't have.
It's true.
I don't think you can have as much emotional resonance in there, and that to me is kind of a negative, unless they go the unsafe route, you know, the like keep it vague. That would be badass, but I don't know if they're gonna do that.
Mhm.
If there's another, that depends. Okay, here's a question though. I'm sorry, I should have brought this up earlier. It really depends if there's a season 2 or not, because that's what made Loki good. There's a season 2,
That's true.
and they left it open. If this is a limited series, then they're effed like Hawkeye. But if it's
right.
season 2, then you know, slam dunk.
That is actually factual. I guess there has been no. Have they said it's just a limited series, or if they?
I don't know that.
My only worry is because there has been no. What am I trying to say? There has been no. Oscar has not signed anything to continue.
No, not that we know of, anyways. Yeah, but I imagine he would.
Yeah,
like, they don't make MCU characters without having future plans for them. Like, that's the whole brand of the MCU. So I don't think they would. Right. I just don't see them doing that with the show, like keeping it ambiguous. If there's a season 2, I could see them doing that at the end. But then wherever this show ends, I think that's where the tie-in comes to the MCU stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Ben Gibbs was like, "What if they pulled Kang in at the last minute somehow?" And I was like,
that would really be like.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
What he said,
I mean, I don't. I know he said. I remember saying that. I don't.
We've been pretty silent on Kang for a while.
I don't think so.
What's up, Dimes?
Well,
How you doing?
Ant-Man seems to be the product that's gonna.
Yeah, definitely. But it is funny. Loki was just like, "Oh yeah, this is like the next big thing happening," and then everything else has kind of just been like. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just interesting. Where like every project since has just been.
So the only
Do
thing
we
I
know
can
the timeline of where Moon Knight is exactly?
This is the furthest in the timeline. This is after everything else, according to Disney Plus.
So this after the Eternals head came out of the sky.
After everything.
Yeah. What a crazy week.
And we know they're very particular about it because when WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier were coming out, they put Falcon before Wanda before Falcon. Like they made it very clear. Like they said, okay, this one's 3 weeks after this, and this one's 6. Like they did that. Like they moved stuff around on Disney timeline.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can find about will there be a Moon Knight season 2 is Oscar Isaac said, this is the story, and if there's any kind of future, I think it just depends on if people like it, if people want to see more, and if we find a story that's worth telling. So that sounds to me like it is a limited. And it's referred to in press as a mini series, but mini series can be multiple seasons, potentially.
True.
So I don't know. I don't think we
Yeah,
know.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think we know.
I don't know.
I hope there is. I've been liking Moon Knight, but again, I can I did have concerns. I was interested to what you guys would think. I did have concerns coming off this episode. I was like, I don't know if this ending is gonna be so good.
I did as well. I had the same. I was like, God damn it! Why wasn't this 8 episodes? Like, just make
They
it.
can again. I think there's 2 routes that they can go, and we'll see which one they pick.
But even within those 2 routes, it's like there's not that there's so much you have to wrap up. It's that what there is to wrap up is just huge. Like the one thing is like,
It's massive.
all right, well now we got to get out of the underworld. We have to maybe.
And
I
it's
think.
kind of confusing.
And then
because
that's what we kind of did already. Like I think I think.
No, they didn't. They're just
for one,
he's in the afterlife now.
Hold on, Johnny. Yeah, for one, he didn't get out of the underworld, and the only way he would get back is they have to break out Khonshu, and he would get sent back to his body, And then that's what she was saying. She was like, "Are you sure you want to go back to Khonshu?" And that's what they had to balance the soul because they have to go through the gate of Osiris
Right.
and then break out Khonshu, and then
Go
he
get
comes back and
Khonshu.
like there's a lot of stuff going on. But also during when they're in the underworld, they sort of like breeze by it, but the souls start coming down, the unbalanced souls, which means that Amit is out and they're judging people. That happens. That's a beat in the show where they're like, "Oh, Arthur's starting." They're starting to judge people. So
Right. But the
Jenna's
very,
not
very,
certain.
the very, very end is Mark in the afterlife. Like,
yeah,
he
it's
is
still he's still
heaven,
in the
essentially.
afterlife. Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah.
like, it seems like, so we're gonna have to go through a whole thing of him being like not persuaded to be in the afterlife, because you see the way he turns around and he's like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
is
he-
nice," So like, there's a lot to do. It's got to be a long episode, I think.
Yeah.
42
True.
minutes. Watch it.
Yeah.
All right, here's
Ooh.
Liam's theory. My theory is no more seasons. He'll appear in a film down the road, and over time we'll see a lot more of him, and maybe he could get his own movie that totally won't flop. I would be down to see a Moon Knight movie. I feel like it could be good. Do you guys think this has delivered so far on like pushing the PG-13, as I think Kevin Feige said? I feel like a lot of people have been
I
saying
think
how
especially in
dark
this
this
episode,
show
at
is.
least the themes.
Yeah, or how dark
I
this
would
show is
say,
supposed
yeah.
to be.
Oh, did you think that his dad looked like J.J. Abrams? I thought that.
Oh my gosh, he kind of did, yeah.
Why,
Dude,
he's
when
Jewish?
when they were first showing the
Canceled? Levi
flashback,
canceled.
when they were first
I mean, I said that when we were watching it. You agreed. It's recorded.
Did I don't remember.
you made the joke.
when they first showed the flashback,
I did not make the joke.
of
You,
Mark
that
and
did not. I did
Steven.
not.
That's not like an offensive thing to say. that
I'm just-
J.J.
I'm
Abrams
just-
said
I don't
his dad, whatever. I thought during the flashback when the two kids were going into the cave, or Mark and Steven, I thought that Steven was Mark and Mark was Steven, if that makes any sense. The other way around. Yeah, I thought it was.
No, Dylan. One had their hair slicked back and the other didn't.
One's also
Yeah,
wearing
exactly,
black and
that's
one's wearing
true.
white. But
And black and white. That's true.
Yes.
That's probably the most defining.
No, I thought the
subject.
two kids. I thought that the
Yeah, I
younger
know
kid was
yeah,
Mark.
we're the-
Oh,
Yeah,
the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he looked more like Oscar Isaac.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I
was like,
had
oh
to-
wow,
What
that's a
did you
really
think
good
of like
Oscar
the young
Isaac kid.
adult? What did you think of like the young adult Oscar Isaac?
I thought it was the Cobra Kai kid at first.
Yeah, I didn't think
For
anything
some
at all.
reason.
You thought it was
Miguel
why am I looking at his name?
Zolo.
Yeah.
Jolo. He
Zolo,
didn't
yeah.
look like Pedro Pascal, and he wasn't a very good actor. Or at least I don't know. It was funny.
Well, you know.
Max
Mhm.
Rebo.
Mhm.
That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, we've
Correct.
been talking about Moon Knight now for a second.
Correct.
I think Dylan, what would you give the app? I gave it 8.5 or a 9. Johnny gave it an 8.5. What would you give it?
Yeah.
8.6. I don't know.
8.6.
It's good. Just
Oh,
because
okay.
I
You're
like
just
it more
better.
than you
You're just
do.
better than us.
Just because I'm better than
You're
you.
just better than us. Okay.
Better than you.
Enough.
What I have to do is hear everyone else's opinion first, and then I can agree with them that way. There's no disagreeing.
No disagreement.
Last week's Yoda stream was something.
Kids to met. That was a life-changing moment for me. My headphones broke,
True.
and I'm very upset about it. Just like Johnny's mic broke.
You know what I hate? I
Right?
hate how
Everything's
my camera looks in StreamYard versus how it looks on the stream. I go from like 720p to like 240p, and I hate it.
2 pp.
2pp.
2
Whatever. Anyway, I want to pop in some news before we get to the CinemaCon stuff and start Cinnamon Applejack.
This commercial.
Before we get to that stuff, I do want to post some news that dropped just earlier today that I'm really, really excited about. And I don't know if Johnny, are you still here? Did we lose you? Am I talking to no one?
We may have
what?
lost him. All right, just keep
Oh.
going.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Oh, there we
he's
go.
out.
All right.
So,
Sorry.
I assume you guys are familiar, and
Yeah,
leave it in the
call.
chat if you are, with Charles Soule, the
course, of
author,
course.
Star Wars author of
Yes, yes.
many comics and a novel. Well, he got a promotion at Lucasfilm. He is no longer just like an author. He is now officially a creative consultant at Lucasfilm.
Yo.
Period.
Really?
And Yeah, like straight up, he is a consultant.
That's cool. That's good because I mean, he knows all these like middle grounds and ins and outs of all these.
And
just
to me,
weird,
like
obscure
that is
Star
like
Wars
the best
stuff.
Star Wars news, Lucasfilm news I've heard in a long time.
That's
like,
huge.
Promoting Charles Soule like that is a big deal, and which means he's
I
consulting.
mean,
on something,
he's been carrying at least. I
which
think.
means
Not-
he's consulting
not
on
carrying,
something
but like
live
he's
action.
been. Yeah, true. True.
You think,
Oh,
has he
well,
been involved?
that's
How
what
involved
that
has he
means?
been in the High Republic?
Yeah, he.
Light of the Jedi. He did Light of the Jedi.
He's
right?
he's
Yeah.
a
No, I know
huge
what
part
books
of
he did.
the High
Yeah,
Republic.
yeah, no, I know. He
But
carried.
I'm saying devoid of the High Republic. He's been the backbone of Star Wars comics for the past
Right.
6 years. He's Anakin and Obi-Wan,
Yep.
Darth Vader, Poe Dameron, the main Star Wars run, Crimson Reign, War of the Bounty Hunters, all this stuff. It's all Rise of Kylo Ren. Like this is all Charles Soule across every single era of Star Wars. He is like the foundation of Star
I'm
Wars.
so
lore
upset
right
about that.
Like just today he came out with an issue, Crimson Reign #4, where the Knights of Ren bust in and do a heist on Vader's castle, and it's like so good.
For real.
It's so awesome.
What
And
did
it's
they
all
get?
Char-
What did they grab?
It's kind of bad, I think. Bad idea.
Why is that
No, I
bad?
just think
It's
I
a
think it's a
contrarian.
bad
just to
idea.
say something.
Why is it bad?
Just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. I don't know.
Why is it bad? Tell me.
It's just no. It's good. I don't know. Just certain stuff.
Vader crushes one of the Knights of Ren like just into like goo, not goo, but like.
Dude, why are they even? How are the Knights of Ren around?
What do you mean?
They were around before the sequel. They're like
The Knights of Ren are like.
When were they first?
It's not the same knights. They're different knights.
Oh,
it's just a group.
It's a group. It's a thing that's passed down. They're not all like 2 of them are the same. Vikral and Ushar are there, but 4 of them are different, and Ren is obviously there, and Kylo takes over that position. But the Knights of Ren have been around for centuries or whatever. I'm thinking we might see them in the High Republic era. It's just like a group. It's a sort of like an ideology of the Force. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, because they're all dark side users. They're all Force users.
right.
Anyway, so he got promoted and he's consulting on something live action. So this got revealed because they posted this in his details for Celebration, which also got leaked today. All of the Celebration.
Yeah,
someone accidentally published the whole show. They eventually posted it later in the day, like kind of half, but like a couple hours early, they not leaked, but someone actually hit publish on all of the panels and all the guests, and it revealed a lot of information. It revealed a lot of information, including that Charles Soule is now a creative consultant. He got a promotion.
That's awesome.
So what's he working on? What's he consulting on? That's the question.
No Mark Hamill at Celebration. That's unfortunate.
That's
Not that I was going to pay $300 or whatever to see him,
that one hurt emotionally.
Yeah. He's filming something. He's like.
I think he's filming something.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I just thought he just chilled all day.
I just thought he hung out.
Yeah, I literally just thought he just like sat in a chair and went on Twitter.
He does a lot of he does shows, I guess.
He does his thing, but he won't be there.
Well,
was there any notable Celebration panels that you could speak on that you read?
Yeah,
me,
there were a couple.
Like there's a couple. Like there's one solely devoted to the 3 main Star Wars novels coming out this year, the non-High Republic, that are Brotherhood, or not. I think it's Brotherhood. Yeah, it's Brotherhood, Rise of the Sith, or Shadow of the Sith, and then the Princess and the Scoundrel. And I'm really excited for all of those books. Want to see all those. And then there's
a High Republic Tales of the Jedi. We have confirmation what that is.
Okay, I'm getting to that. These are like the smaller panels. So there's panels on what's known as like this Twin Suns. There's the Galaxy stage, which is the main stage, and then there's the Twin Sun stage. There's like different stages, and so the smaller ones are they're mid-size. I mean, you can hold like 1,000 people in there, but that's where you're gonna have your book stuff, and that's where this Tales of the Jedi one is, which I found interesting. So Tales of the Jedi is a anthology short series, and Dave Filoni's involved somehow, and the Kiners are doing the score. They said that they had an orchestra for each individual episode.
I remember that.
We can put it together now. That's probably what they were working on. If it was a unique animated show that they did a different score for each episode, and this is anthology shorts, like you would assume so. But it's animated, and that's cool. I mean,
I'm hoping we see like different styles on each episode. Something like a what's it called?
Like Visions?
Love, Death, and Robots. Or Visions even. That's a better comparison, I think. yeah, I don't know. I hope we see
I
everything.
don't know what this means, but
Johnny
thank
Pop.
you.
Yep.
Johnny Pop.
But has there
Oh.
been anything like leaked or released about Tales of the Jedi that like other than the fact that it's an animated
Well,
anthology?
we got the logo for it like a long time ago, but no.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, the logo and the fact that the Kiners are scoring it is now.
Oh yeah.
Those were the two biggest leaks.
Because the Kiners are. They didn't confirm it was Tales of the Jedi. They just said they're doing something.
Well,
yeah,
they said a show
But
in
we
which they got
assume,
a
yeah.
full orchestra with a huge budget that each episode is different,
Right.
and it's animation. Like that's to me that's a anthology.
No,
short
I know.
series.
Yeah.
But I mean, not flat out confirmation, but yes.
Do you guys think it's gonna be canon, or do you think
I
we're
hope so.
getting non-canon?
I hope so.
I think it is.
I hope so
I think
too.
they're going to keep visions to the non-canon stuff.
Right.
I mean,
we could.
Visions.
I'm assuming it's across different eras. Of
Yeah,
Star
I hope
Wars,
so.
yeah.
And it says anthology, so you got to
Right.
assume so.
It quite literally
One
seems
more
like.
thing.
I mean, I know they've been working on this, but it seems like they saw the success of Visions. It was like, what if we did this but canon and not anime? It's like, yeah, sure.
Well, I
Let's do
think
Stronger thing, though.
I think that Vision season 2 is coming too.
yes.
That's been leaked as
Right.
well. So
Has that? That was on the list?
yeah,
No, it wasn't on-
not on the list,
oh,
but
Vision's on the-
it's been talked about. I mean, you can assume. I mean, it wasn't on the list, but they have
Yeah,
like an
I
animation
I
panel.
would assume,
for-
but I mean,
Right.
I
No, it
was
got
worried
leaked.
there
It
for a
got leaked
second
that
that-
Vision season 2 is happening, and it's like a lot of some of the episodes that are getting continuation. So I can imagine that
I think it
the
should be
Ninth
post
Jedi. I imagine
So
that the
Dimes
Ninth Jedi is going to
Dimes
be.
is saying to go back to the
continuation.
Moon Knight thing.
I can help you.
Talking about Marvel. Hold on. Levi, can you make me hyped for Multiverse of Madness? I'm kind of tired of all the crap Marvel's been pumping out. I will say I would get a chance to watch not our full reaction last night, but just like the after the episode is done. Gibbs, Johnny, and I have a pretty good conversation about this exact thing, and I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of tired of it too. I think Johnny is.
I am as well, but however, Multiverse of Madness I think is a much different game because for me, Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors, and I don't know about you, but Sam Raimi, I don't think Sam would be doing this movie if he didn't have creative control.
Yeah.
So, and I love his creativity, so I would say that this is going to be very good. And I mean, yeah, like, is it going to be a cameo-filled movie? Yes. There's 25, I believe, 24,
She.
from what I understand. So it's gonna be a lot. It's maybe not on the shorter side, but it's definitely not as long as like an Endgame or a No Way Home.
Yeah. But the thing about it is,
Definitely
this
not.
is probably one of those
Scale
movies that
is-
is like, what happens here, the MCU follows next. You know, like
Yeah.
No Way Home, obviously, like it has that. But it went in expecting that one to be like the universe breaker, like everything's gonna change. I think that's Multiverse of Madness, where this
Yeah.
is like, I guess, the
I
Avengers or
disagree with
that
both.
carries
I think
on.
that
the
was
MCU.
Loki. I think Loki did that. Is the
I
end
think
of
we're
Loki
gonna get the
where-
payoffs of Loki in Quantumania and this.
And,
or like it's
and
gonna.
what if?
I think it's gonna tie in anyway because we haven't.
Maybe not,
Like
maybe
I was
not pays
saying-
off, but
Yeah,
payoffs.
yeah. But additions that flesh that out and make
I
it
don't know.
more front
To
and
me,
center.
the end of Loki when Sylvie kills Kang, like that is the start of all. Because right after that, that's when we get What If. Then we start
Right.
getting multiversal content.
Right.
because-
But I think there's even more to it.
Well,
than just,
Loki is going to
like-
be in this movie.
Oh, is that true?
Is he?
I'm pretty sure that was a rumor a long time ago.
Be cool.
That'd be
Wow.
sweet.
Pretty
That'd
sure.
be good.
I could have just pulled that out of my. No, I just could have just made that up,
Is
but
derriere.
I'm pretty sure.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet.
And I've been,
Levi
staying,
Bond.
I've been staying away from spoilers
Levi
for
Bond.
this one.
Levi Bond.
That's me.
you.
Yeah, I don't know.
but Multiverse Madness, I mean, yeah, so-
Very, very good.
I get the fatigue. I do feel the fatigue, but I am not like No Way Home hyped. I'm hyped because it's gonna be cool. I mean, at least seeing even like Toby again. Like, there's no way that Toby's not in this at least for a little bit because it's Sam, and it's
Yeah, it's
Toby, and Toby is just
Yeah.
introduced, established in the multiverse. There's no way, and Doctor Strange already kind of knows him. There's no way.
I think it's gonna be it's paired with just
Yeah.
all the rumors and stuff we've been getting.
Yeah.
Like I think he's pretty certainly in it, but we've
Yeah.
been rumors have
And,
been
you
wrong
know,
before.
Doctor Strange is kind of. I feel like he's definitely been a character that's and Gibbs brought this up last night. He's been a character that's been maybe all over the place more recently, especially No Way Home.
Yeah.
But you got to think about No Way Home. He acted as he was a plot device essentially.
Yeah.
So he wasn't
Definitely.
really even his own
Right.
character. But so, anyways, I would look at as this movie is. It's going to be extremely fun. The visuals are going to be insane. They already are. I love the trailers.
It's interesting because it's Sam Raimi.
And
He's
expect
usually
a
the
lot of-
practical
a
guy.
lot of,
I could expect some practical effects, but I mean, it's kind of his.
So far,
I'd like
I've
to see what
sadly
I want-
seen none, but
I want
Me neither.
Scarlet Witch to actually rip open the multiverse and just kill people.
I do. Yeah.
Get Elizabeth Olsen just murder
Every day.
someone on screen. Thank you, Sam Raimi.
I have strong faith it'll be good. I have no doubt. But I mean,
I think it's gonna be our first real.
I don't know. I'm kind of worried. To be honest with you.
In terms of
very
fatigue,
early
I
reviews,
get
I
it.
saw that it's good, but it's messy.
I don't
which
even know.
could
I don't
expect.
know the fatigue thing. It's the fact that they did 6 weeks of reshoots. That to me is Sam Raimi made a movie, then No Way Home came out, or the and
This
then they were
movie,
like,
it did
Morpheus
have
came out,
a.
and it changed
yeah,
everything.
more.
This movie had a not the best production, at least pre-production, because the
Doesn't
director
sound like
dropped
it.
out.
Yeah, man. Like
The-
he
the-
left,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's
left.
true.
So.
and then to
Right.
bring in
You know,
Raimi.
I just I'm here for Sam.
But I loved what Scott Derrickson did with the first Doctor Strange, and so I
We-
love Sam
we all
Raimi too.
do.
Why did he drop out? Do we know?
Creative
The
differences.
creative
Got
differences,
scared.
whatever that means, but
Well, I think they
Um,
wanted to make a different movie than he wanted to make
Yeah.
for
No,
a
I'm
Doctor
just-
Strange sequel.
I think they wanted to go much more the horror route. It seems. It seems like
I
it was
think
going to be about.
I think it's just they want to make a movie not about Doctor Strange fully, and he wanted to make a sequel to the first Doctor Strange, and whereas this movie is much more than just a Doctor Strange
I mean,
sequel.
this is
It's much
to
more
me
than Doctor
almost as
Strange.
much a Wanda movie as
yeah,
it
this
is
is
a
exactly.
Doctor
This is
Strange
a
movie.
Wanda vessel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is America Chavez movie. I think she is going to be insanely
Yeah.
huge in this movie. I think everybody's overlooking her because she is basically the way that they'll even be able to travel.
Yeah, I can
Because literally her powers is, oh yeah, let me open a portal.
agree with this,
Star Trek
Liam.
portal.
There's a lot of Marvel movies, in my opinion, where it's like, wow, that is like the most simple, like basically done movie I've ever seen. but it's
Marvel
still
is in a
good.
whole different
It's like
list or tier. for
Avengers
me.
1, I think, is
Mine.
like visually one of the most boring movies I've ever, like action movies I've seen in a while, but I still think it's a good movie. That is a gray
Fair.
movie. That
I-
movie makes
I-
me
I
sad.
would say
That
visually it's good. I
movie
mean,
is the
maybe-
definition of
I'm
overcast.
correct.
I think you're talking about the color. It's a muted movie.
Yeah.
It's the color.
Yeah.
That's a big.
I
that's a
think the
big-
visuals are
That's
good.
a Russo thing, right? Isn't that a
if
very like
I like when they're
It's-
talking on
That's
their
just kind of
on
MCU in
their
general,
intercoms
honestly.
with-
early
with
MCU? It's
no-
kind of.
no-
I feel
with
like
no things in their
Ragnarok
ear.
and stuff is
Ragnarok,
changed
sure.
that,
And Thor: Love and Thunder. Trailer was great.
but
I
even
would-
like the I could
I think
do a whole
Guardians
tangent on
changed.
this, but Guardians.
Oh,
did.
Guardians.
They
Yeah,
changed
you're
that.
right. Yeah, oh, Guardians.
But like even like the aliens and stuff in the Avengers like just are so
No,
boring.
it was
to me.
100%
Atari?
Guardians because everything before that was, literally right up to it. That's Thor: The Dark World and
Exactly.
Winter Soldier. Like those are both very dark
Right.
movies, and then Guardians. Like,
Yeah, but Winter Soldier is different. Thor: Dark World, no.
yeah, I know that is
Yeah.
a little bit different. But I literally, as a kid, I was so confused by, for example, the way Black Widow looks in that movie because she just has a totally like the way her hair is.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
As a kid, I was
So-
like, is this a different character? Because my dumb brain was like, oh, but it's so pretty in Avengers, and this one she's so sad and gray. No, but for real, like the color palette is so different that you think it's like a different universe almost.
yeah. Well, it feels like a CW show. I don't know why. That's just always how I've like looked at that. But
Thor:
I
Dark
digress.
World.
There's more to talk about. Any of those early MCU
Yeah, phase
movies.
one. Yeah,
They look like Levi's camera right now. They look like what Levi's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
how Levi looks on StreamYard.
Okay. Okay.
It's true. It's true.
But anyways, how about some
So-
CinemaCon stuff, eh?
How about? Well, hey, I want to finish
Yeah,
out Star
let's
Wars
go
real
back.
quick. Just really quick. Well, maybe not so quick, but so we got Natalie Holt confirmed to be scoring Kenobi, like not rumor, like she talked about it, that she did an interview about scoring it. I am super effing hyped because she did the Loki score, and I love that score. There are
Yes.
songs from the Loki score that are on my playlist because I think like Loki Green theme, for example, banger. The TVA theme
Green
goes
team.
very. That's what it's called in the credits. Okay, sorry, that's what its score. That's what its score title is.
Yeah, what the heck, Levi?
You sorry?
I'm
You need to be
sorry.
sorry. Okay. You need to be
Dude,
sorry.
but she kills it. It's like it's good. Like I'm sorry, like I don't know if you remember, but one of the things I said on I don't get this. It's not my camera because on StreamYard it looks fine. It gets compressed.
I only look at it on stream. I don't even look at it. Let me see how we look.
I don't understand
You
why it
should
looks
probably,
so bad.
No, do you usually watch it as well on the stream, or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just never look? None of us look. Okay.
No, I
almost
yeah,
never
don't
look. I check sometimes.
I
and
gotta get another view in there, man.
It looks
Yeah,
bad.
I think we look. Yeah, I mean, I definitely looks the worst. I think.
It gets
I want
compressed.
a new
Like my camera
too,
in
but-
StreamYard
but
doesn't
it's
look.
beside. It's beside.
StreamYard. We should reconsider doing another year.
We'll think about it.
We'll think about it. Anyways.
For one though, okay. So, but how do you feel about Natalie Holt? Did you have any connection to Loki's score? Because like I was saying, one of the things I said on Jedi.
Yeah, no, I
Jive
love
was,
Loki's
I
score.
want her to score Star Wars, and
Yeah.
here she is.
Her score was definitely a
Yeah, she is.
standout point of Loki, and it was like I don't know, it was just so like that music I think is the best in some of the MCU, the Loki soundtrack and stuff. So I think she's gonna
Loki.
kill it. I just hope it can't be like Loki for me in Obi-Wan.
Thank you,
You know,
Dimes.
like it's got to be a totally different vibe because it's Star Wars. But I think she'll kill it. Hopefully, she's got a range.
I
I have no doubt.
Yeah, Star Wars music always kills it on it. Like I don't.
You know what's gonna
like, it
happen,
just-
dude? You know what's gonna happen? And this isn't her, but we're gonna get Duel of Fates playing for one of Kenobi and Vader's fights.
Do you think we'll
gonna
actually
go
get Duel of the Fates in a Star
hard,
Wars
dude.
project that the trailer was?
We haven't
used?
talked about this, but have you guys seen the advertising with them dueling on it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep. That was.
I
I
pretty
sent
sweet.
that to you.
We haven't talked about it on stream.
Yeah.
Come on,
Well,
Johnny. I know it's rhetorical. I know we've seen it. I want to get the
I
conversation.
can't. I'm not following you. Whatever.
It's the
Um,
people. We do a
Very
podcast.
excited. Very
It's
excited.
free.
Yeah, I know. Okay, wait. I want to talk about this, and I don't know how this didn't hit me. This didn't hit me until today, and I've talked to at least Dylan. It's tough, but you know what I'm talking about, Dylan, right?
Yes. Yeah. I know where you're going.
Yeah. I am like fairly positive Cad Bane is in Kenobi.
Yeah, I saw you said this. I think you're insane. What are you talking about today?
I don't think I'm
What do you-
insane. Levi, I mean, Dylan, is there any way you could pull it up?
I know it's like the one photo where it's like there's a hat, someone with a hat in the background.
Yeah,
People
but
are
then
like,
the
No,
blaster.
bro, no,
Oh,
it's the stocky build, it's the longer fingers, and the blaster. His blaster is in the trailer.
no, that's Kenobi. That's literally Kenobi.
How do we know?
I think it's Kenobi too, but
Why does he have Cad Bane's blaster? Hold on, but he could have picked it up from him. Don't rule it out. Don't rule it out. It is the same blaster, and my
I
mind
can't
was blown
find
today
the
because
image.
Dylan then sent me the end cap. You just look up Kenobi images. It should be.
I know Johnny does got the.
Find it very easily.
I
Thank
think
you.
I think you're nuts for that. I think that's nuts, man. You think
I don't think I'm nuts, man.
he doesn't think he's nuts. man.
Well. Here's something. I'll tell you what, because we know
I'm
for
not
a fact
nuts.
that weirder characters in
Allergic to 'em.
Kenobi, like literally Forlom is in Kenobi for some reason. That's a fact that we know from
True.
Star Wars Newsnet, and they
Come on
never
there. I don't want him
they,
in there.
and they've never missed a scoop.
You don't want him there?
And so like
No,
he
you
makes a
don't.
cameo.
What
Spoiler, I
if he's
guess.
with Cad Bane though?
Like maybe he gets his like I don't know if I don't know. There's some stuff about the show that I think I've heard that like maybe it could fit, right? Because we've heard things like maybe
What's up,
I don't know.
Spearman?
I don't
Thank you guys for hyping me up. It's very kind. Thank you.
He watched
needed
Spider-Man
it
2
today.
and went that.
I need it today.
You're a
so
fraud,
thank you.
Spider-Man.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man.
You did the best
Um,
impression out of all of us.
All right, I'm
Easy.
pulling up. So first, here's Cad Bane's blaster. This is all right. This is definitely the same blaster.
Bro,
maybe-
it's the same model, man. It's the
It
same
could just
thing.
be a reused prop.
I don't think that is.
Why?
I think it's very,
No, but
very.
bad.
Dylan, that is so significant.
That's,
They would not just be
well,
like, yeah, just give him that blaster, just whatever, give him that
They
blaster.
might because that's not the
That's
same
Cad
blaster from
Bane's
Clone Wars and
blaster?
stuff.
In Kenobi's hand,
But that's like a different. That
bro.
I think
Bro.
the scope is different,
No,
and so is the barrel.
no,
no, it's the same. It's the same blaster.
it's the same, bro. I looked at it. I've already looked at it heavily today. It's not. And then
Johnny's
go
looked
to
at
this picture. I looked at it, I swear.
Found it, but we're not gonna. It's gonna be hard to find the cowboy hat in the background.
Oh yeah, we
It's
can't
Dave
like zoom or
Filoni,
anything.
No, but there's
Can
a
you crop?
it's
Can you
Dave
crop?
Filoni. Yeah.
Can you open it and crop?
This is
See
gonna
now,
take
I
Anyways,
think that this is Kenobi because I'm pretty
What's
sure
it,
you see.
Levi? I can't hear you behind the wall. I can't hear you
Yeah,
behind the
sorry.
wall.
I'm pretty sure you see this blaster when in the trailer when he's on the rooftop and he's blasting. I'm pretty sure he's got it in his
Okay,
hand
but that shows him move him out.
He stole it from him.
How did he get that blaster? Did he just have it?
Who cares? It's probably just reused.
I care. This is a big deal.
You're a Star Wars fan, Levi.
Well,
You're supposed to
come on,
be
Okay,
good.
and even more of a fact, Cad Bane was just established in Star Wars in live action. We have a live action Cad Bane.
You're right.
Now
you're right.
he could be showing up in anything.
I do dig in. However,
All right, look at this.
I
Look
also
at this.
dig into the production of these TV shows, and they reuse all the
You're
props.
showing me. Come on.
Come on, what is that?
Look at that.
That
Bro,
might not be
the
fair.
hat. No. The hat like that is unique
I
to
don't
him.
even think that's a hat. I think that's like
the
something in
build,
background
the
as someone's
duster,
walking in front
the
of-
duster coat, the stocky build. It's making me freak out.
At the end of the day, that has to be the same blaster. But I don't
That
know. if
has
that's
to be.
Yeah, that's some Where's Waldo shit right there. I don't know if I buy that.
Bro, I don't know, man. Same
What is,
planet all
like-
this is happening on. Same planet.
What is that thing in his hand? Like, is that his long
Uh,
fingers? Do you think?
I don't
Lego
know.
Just to
hand?
get close and look. I can't even. It's hard for me to even see. I'll have to look at the picture, but
I
again,
don't
but
think
man,
Okay.
I you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited to potentially prove Levi wrong. That's what excites me. So we'll see. I think there is precedent. I think there is. I think we could.
Could happen. Could happen. I would love. I mean, I don't know. Does that would be quite the rematch if Cad Bane and Obi-Wan.
Kenobi, I mean, yeah, they fought before.
yeah.
I just don't. I don't understand why it needs to happen in Kenobi though. There's so much going on in the show that it's just already.
It's true, but that looks like a Cad Bane ass planet. No,
No, no.
I think it do. I think it does.
Cad Bane planet. What does that mean?
Yeah,
Like Cad Bane would be there. I can see Cad Bane being there. Like that's like clearly.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think you're a little.
I don't actually think it's Cad Bane, but I like the theory.
You can hate on me, but I
will
can't
hate
wait
on
to
you.
prove everybody wrong.
All right. Well, let's one final Star Wars story. Andor confirmed to be 3 seasons long, 12 episodes, just huge amount of Star Wars.
All
content.
3 seasons are coming out at once.
Not that's not true.
That's not true.
I was making the
It's just
point
a
though,
lie.
that within the next 2 years, the majority of live action Star Wars content, like
Will be
percentage
Andor.
wise, will be Andor.
Well,
just because of-
yeah, I guess yeah.
Not
you're
just
right.
live. It'll just be Andor because like
Yeah,
Andor
you're right.
season 1 will have as much content as like the original 6 Star Wars movies.
Right.
Which is kind of nuts to think about. So, like, what's up with that? 3 seasons, this massive show. The Imperial Royal Guard, Massa Media, people have been talking about. They're in it. Krennic,
Apparently the show
Vader.
is massive.
Oh, it's gonna be a
From what I
crazy
can
show.
tell.
yeah, Krennic, Vader. This comes out in like 3 or 4 months, and we don't even have a trailer for it.
True.
It's kind of crazy.
Don't even have a trailer for it. You're right.
Solo moment.
Yeah,
Little
that's
bit.
facts. When are we getting a trailer?
I think for Celebration. I think they're holding
Oh,
out.
for sure.
Is Kenobi's.
That feels
Kenobi's
a little
hype.
far, but I guess that makes sense.
Honestly, it could even be after Kenobi. I don't even know if they would even show it. Or maybe they'd like private screen stuff, but
The talk of the town is that they specifically they had this plan because they rewrote the show. They brought Tony Gilroy in. and they were like-
honestly, not a
and they're
bad
like, we're gonna
comparison.
make
Might be.
something out of this. And you know what they said? They said we're gonna set it 5 years before Rogue One for a reason. That's the same timeline as Rebels. Not only is it the same timeline as Rebels, but and I think this is why it's supposed to be 5 seasons at first. You could do a season for every year before
Did we talk about this last
Rogue
night?
One. A little bit, but not this much.
Okay. Well, because I just remember what we were saying.
Well, you
So-
and Ben were talking about the cameos and with Kanan and Hera and stuff, and I didn't talk.
Well,
about
and no, it's because we know where Andor started from the beginning of Rogue One, so I'm trying to figure out what truly like how much development he can have. Like, I'm not saying he's not going to have any. Of course, he's going to have it. He's a title character, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there is.
You're spilling. This is a good segue. I'm going to get to this
Yes.
in a second. So keep Andor for like what?
But I don't know. I think it's interesting that he's going to be essentially carrying a show where I feel like I don't know how much development he can have. You know, because I mean, maybe he starts out
I mean, yeah,
as a
well, because-
good faith person, and then
Yeah.
by Rogue One kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's kind of another Kenobi situation where, so like, obviously we know what happens to them, and we know that what their arc is, and because they've already gone through that arc means they have to be at the start of that arc by the end of their arc in their own show. So Andor's gonna have to go from probably like plucky, like always do good rebel to like, no, I will do what I need to do, no matter what, no matter the circumstances.
Hardened veteran, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think a big thing is this is Rebels era. I think if it's a 3-season show and it's 12 episodes each season, there is no way we will not see the Rebels crew, the Ghost crew.
Right.
100%. And like I said, you were saying how much arc can Cassian Andor have? Hopefully some, maybe not a lot.
Yeah.
However, it is a vessel for the era.
Correct.
And you can just fit.
Which seems to be the idea. Which I'm down
They
with.
can do so much. There's literally so much they can do.
It's true.
So that's, I do want to talk more about Andor because we could do a whole stream just about Andor. But Spearman asked, because we've been talking a lot. So Spearman asked, are they still making Rogue Squadron? That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
So today, CinemaCon Disney presentation, and people noticed. Firstly, people were kind of reactionary. They're like, "Oh, Rogue Squadron's not on the list," but CinemaCon only covers 2022, remainder of 2022 into early 2023, and Rogue Squadron is slated to come out late 2023, so it wouldn't have been on there anyway in their big panel. And then because people were freaking out about it, Disney put out another release saying Rogue Squadron's still coming out in December. So according to them, it's still coming out. Stevie Weintraub, Frosty as he's known, he used to work at Collider, informant personality. He was like, I don't know if Patty Jenkins is still attached to this movie because she's making Wonder Woman 3. They're saying it's still coming out.
I didn't even know Wonder Woman 3 was happening. What the heck?
Yeah, but because they signed that contract, that's why it's happening. I don't think WB would have done that. WB, listen, man, Warner stinking. But they are
really.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy. You said that.
Yeah, crazy. So Patty Jenkins might not be directing Rogue Squadron, but Disney is still saying it is coming out. So as of today, it's still coming out next year. So make of that what you will. I don't know if they're gonna hit that date,
right?
But this segues us into CinemaCon.
It's more probable than the Rian Johnson trilogy. I'll give it that. I'll put it on that mark.
Yeah, Star Wars only tweeted this the other day. But imagine if like Rian Johnson was a special guest at Star Wars Celebration. I'd go nuts. I'd lose it. If like they brought Ryan out, that'd be kind of crazy.
But
that'd be kind of crazy.
It would be crazy, but I'd honestly be nervous.
We know only he doesn't like Last Jedi. But he was saying like in response to someone else's tweet, like what would be the thing that would just go crazy? And that's if Rian Johnson came out and was like, yeah, here's my trilogy.
I still think they're too scared, man.
But would it be crazy in a good way or crazy? Oh God, crazy in a good way or crazy in a bad way?
I think both.
As much as it seems like
I think both, but it makes me nervous.
As much as it seems like executives or like these big companies or whatever are just like, oh no, we like are doing our own thing. We're not like the fans don't influence us. If they got booed when Rian Johnson came out.
Rian Johnson, he makes only good movies.
He does make good movies.
Sorry, don't cut you off.
No, I mean I was just kind of saying like I think they're not ready to do that. Because people would boo, probably.
And I just feel like I just feel like it's not where their heads at least right now.
No.
As well.
I will say, because
how far do we have timeline?
I don't know, but regardless of how you feel about Rian Johnson, Disney doesn't like where their fan base was and still is at, I imagine. How disconnected.
Nico asking the real questions. Are you more excited to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine or Coleman Trevor and Kenobi? Coleman Trevor and Kenobi. That's a real one answer.
Yeah.
So, but we're talking. You're bringing up great points, Dylan, and Dimes is saying I was watching Brick, which I hope you watch the full thing because it's a great movie. But he's saying, please give me the Ryan trilogy. It means Disney is willing to be bold, and that brings us to the other the presenters, because Sony and Warner Brothers were decisively not bold in their announcements. And I think that's part of why Disney's sort of scared to do stuff, because they saw what Warner Brothers was bold for a while. And now they're in this like hell spot where everything sucks, and they make, they have like this.
I think they've dug themselves their own grave.
They just got bought, and but it's the fact that they have the Batman, and yet at the same time the DC animated universe also exists in a vacuum, and then also the CW, and then also like the stuff on HBO, like Doom Patrol and stuff like that.
I think that's a much different situation. I feel like they just literally like they almost tried to sabotage themselves. I think. Anyways,
had to, right? Like I don't know. It was so hilariously bad. Like what they were doing.
Just their literally ever since BVS came out.
Yeah.
It's been a shit show.
Yeah.
That was the one.
It really has.
Because people are like, oh, this is
you guys remember,
and then they're like, oh.
They had a whole slate, whole DC Extended Universe slate of movies. The whole thing. The whole thing.
They were gonna do Aquaman and oh boy, Shazam, oh Black Adam.
Please continue.
And a whole slate, and I think more than half are canceled or literally in production hell.
And
they just rearranged like all the timelines and stuff. It's like,
literally every week. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna do a Batgirl movie that's like kind of in the DCU, kind of not, like separate. Michael Keaton's in it. And now they also, this is just a minor thing we can get into more detail in a minute, but Batgirl, they're thinking about doing it theatrically instead of HBO Max now.
Which I didn't even realize it was an HBO Max movie.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, no, it's HBO Max. That was going to be an HBO Max exclusive.
Which, like, I hate them. I hate everything that society
It's true, I know. It's like, how does that make any sense, man? Makes no sense.
I don't know.
It's bad.
Dummy dumb.
How do these movies get made? Like, how do they get so far into production? Like, people...
the fact that bad movies can happen amazes me. Because it goes through so many processes with so many different heads.
And this is how we transition
into Sony. The problem is,
where they showed Craven footage. It's being filmed. Like,
right. It's hard to get into the door. But then once you're in the door, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but even with these like multi-million-dollar companies that like need to do good, like a Marvel movie at the end of the day, like needs to at least be pretty good to keep people like, excited.
I can understand it. From a certain perspective, say the example of Christopher Nolan in The Dark Knight Rises. He was making both Inception and that movie at the same time, and Inception took more of his focus. He said that, like, he was.
But Rises isn't even like an exceptionally bad movie.
No, and I'm not saying it is bad. Okay, I love Rises. I'm saying when a creative is split between two projects, and like this new thing, Inception was taking more of his creative energy. That on Rises he made some compromises with like creative. Like, I can see that happening. Like,
that was also a different time for superhero movies, though.
Like that makes sense to me. But someone like signing on to, say, for example, one of these, like Andy Serkis making Venom 2. Why did he do that? Why did you make that, Andy Serkis? I like you. I like you as a person and as an entertainer. Why did you make Venom 2?
Why did you make Venom? Like, it wasn't good either. Like, it's not like anyone's celebrating that.
No, it's a bad fact. It's a bad fact. This poor man who gets to make Morbius. Why? Why did you do that to yourself?
Just when you weren't getting excited about Sony Marvel, it just got worse.
No, not Morbius. Venom 2. Gollum made Venom 2.
He did. But yeah.
And honestly, the movie is like if Gollum actually made a movie. If Gollum made a movie, that would have been Venom 2.
Right when you thought Sony Marvel couldn't get any worse, we had some interesting announcements.
Really? We did? What are they? I haven't heard these yet.
Something about El Muerto or something
El
like
Muerto,
that.
Del Taco.
Bad Bunny, the rapper, plays out for some reason.
Wait, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Sorry, I've been tuning this one out.
Really?
Craven doesn't look
how popular of a character is he? How popular of a character is he?
I think he's he's sort of like some fans know him. Like, he has a cult following for some of the comics.
He do?
Yeah.
How many issues of comics has he been in?
I think at least one.
At least one?
I think at least one, but less than 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see.
3,
I think that might be. Is that 2?
when I looked up pictures of him, I didn't find a lot, and it was all the same
Right.
picture.
It's
You wanna
so
know
funny
why?
'cause he's in
You
like
wanna know
4
why?
frames.
Yeah.
2 comics, and he's not. I don't even think he's the central focus of them.
It's so funny.
What are they doing? What?
And they were recent comics. They're like more
So they
recent.
set up
I
like
forget.
this Sinister Six at the end of Morbius, and then you follow up with El Muerto.
El Muerto.
Yeah.
Dylan, I'll tell you what they're doing, and this is part of the problem with the way movies are made today. It's a little bit of like the insider nepotism. Sony is making a movie called Bullet Train, and it stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Bad Bunny is in it too. And they clearly had a good working relationship with both of those people. And Sony and their reps had like, okay, you can do action. And so clearly they went, Bad Bunny, what do you want to do? Or the reps were like, his agents were like, hey, can we do this? Can we do a superhero thing? And they're like, okay, you fit this demographic. Let's find this random obscure thing. We'll throw
literally
that in there.
like
And then
when I say bottom of the barrel, it's like
barrel's gone
not
at
the
this
bottom of the barrel.
This
This is
under the barrel.
it's like the underside of the barrel.
Yeah.
It's not even like the bottom. It's like the under.
This came
you had
off
to
the
flip the
barrel.
barrel
outside
over
of
to get
the under.
This came off
Like,
the barrel
this
as they
is-
were picking
and then
up
this
and
is
moving
like-
away.
Right.
Yeah.
No, this is like the stain on the floor from the barrel being on the floor being scraped.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
It's bad.
Spider-Man history is so extensive, and you can pull from a lot of things. And I will mind you, they have not pulled from good things, but
I'm still
They
waiting
pulled
for
from
Big Wheel.
Morbius, which was cool until it wasn't.
And if they're going for the I don't know what is Bad Bunny like Latinx or something like that?
Yeah, that's the demo.
I believe, right?
Yeah.
There are Latinx Spider-Man villains that are not Muerto.
Yeah.
There is he French? Hold on. There is a villain called Tarantula, and I don't know if he's...
We don't even have a
Maybe
Spider-Man
French.
yet.
Yeah,
In
there's
this
no-
movie. There isn't. We don't even
Correct.
know if it's a Spider-Man.
There's no
movie.
correct. You're correct. There is no
That would be correct. There's no Spider-Man yet.
And so they're doing
No.
Kraven for some like another just like he's a cool villain in very specific
and yeah.
scenarios.
And this was
It's just weird.
the Batwoman thing. Like they
Yeah.
started filming
Could
it.
be
Like they
fun.
saw
That
the
might be
response and they started filming it. Like it's being made. Someone
Yeah.
said like I remember when that trade story broke a couple months. It feels like only a couple months ago, and people were like, "Why is Aaron Taylor Johnson making a Kraven movie? That's the dumbest thing ever."
Yeah.
And they saw that, and they went, "Okay,
Over.
let's let the ink dry. Let's put it on there, and let's start filming this bad boy immediately."
Yeah.
No.
No
Why are
shit.
they showed footage at CinemaCon. And speaking of footage, to switch back to DC with Warner, they showed, you know who was supposed to be there and wasn't? Ezra Miller, because they're under arrest
Who?
He's in Hawaii again, I
in
bet.
Seattle.
He
and
probably
they-
went back to Hawaii to just cause a little trouble.
And they
Be a
showed,
bit of a goon.
Twice?
and they
What?
showed,
What?
and they-
You wouldn't think.
that video. Have you seen that video, right, where it's the person filming the TV of Ezra
Yeah, and
Miller,
then-
Ezra,
yeah.
like
He's
just
in
raging
Hawaii.
at someone, and like
He wasn't done. He wasn't.
No, he
He
wasn't.
saw
no,
his
no.
career almost fall off, and he
This
was like,
is
"You
just the
know what?
beginning. This is just the beginning.
He's
but
like a real-life
but
superhero."
they showed like 10 minutes
Super
of footage
villain.
from the Flash with Keaton and General Zod. Apparently,
General Zod is in the Flash movie.
he's like the main villain.
Why?
I don't know.
No, couldn't tell you.
He's
Like,
the villain apparently.
why General Zod has been so
I don't
big
know
in
who
this
the hell that
universe
is.
baffles the living
You
beep
can say
beep
it.
beep 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 out of me.
You can say SHIT. You know, it baffles.
Like,
General Zod.
he Man of Steel villain. Good. I mean, I think he was a good starting
Oh,
off
yeah, I
villain
remember
for
that.
the start of a trilogy.
Wait, they're still going?
Then he's like the catalyst of BBS.
yeah, he
The
becomes-
catalyst of BBS. And then, correct. And then, was there just what happened in Justice League?
I don't know. Justice League sucks. The first
Is
one
he,
does.
whatever. I thought maybe he's not in
I
that
don't think
or
he's
involved in that.
that.
Anyways, and now he's in the Flash. Why?
They couldn't let him go. He was too good.
Why General Zod? I mean, like, he's a good villain, sure, but like,
Yeah. What happened
Not
to Lex
that
Luthor? I
crazy.
thought we were doing that more. I thought. Oh no, Slade.
No.
Sorry, Deathstroke. Sorry.
Deathstroke,
That could've been
yeah.
cool.
That was
Well,
the for the
Deathstroke,
Batfleck movie.
Deathstroke was
Yeah.
for the Batman, the Ben Affleck
Right.
Batman movie.
And
Which
that
they
would've probably
filmed stuff
been
for
really
that. They
cool.
filmed that test footage. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's good.
And it looks good. I love the suit.
Oh, yeah,
And
Michael
there's
Keaton's in it, and he's in his
concept art of it a couple
and
weeks
he's in his
ago,
new
or like
suit,
a
and he
month
says the line. He's like, "You want to get crazy? Oh, you want to be crazy? I'll get crazy." From Batman '89.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that.
I'll see how it plays.
'Cause, like, contextually, that was a very intense scene, and he was Bruce Wayne, not Batman. I feel like if I just see Batman like being goofy, like, and that was a very
Yeah.
goofy scene. It was a tense but goofy scene, and I
Right.
feel like seeing
Bro, you want to talk about tense
Batman
but
just
goofy
be like
scenes?
goofy like that.
I know you guys
Kinda
watched
dumb.
Batman Returns recently.
Yeah,
When
I
they're
did.
at the ball, when Selena and Bruce are at the ball, like that whole
Yeah.
movie is goofy, but like the masquerade ball, and they're both in their masks. That shit, it's so good. Like Tim Burton was going off.
They're not
Like,
wearing any masks.
I know.
Well,
No, but it's their masks, like their personas. They're
metaphorically.
both,
I know,
yeah,
I know.
They're both like pretending to be other people, and when they realize who it is, it's like it's so good. Like that was like it's a goofy movie, but that is such a good moment of like character. I was like, oh my god, Tim Burton. I love that movie. Returns is
I'm a
amazing.
little nervous. I'm a little nervous that Batman is just going, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts."
Probably.
Like, how does that just like why? And
It's yeah. We
Wow,
don't have the
and-
MCU DI's Batman. You know, like.
well, no, I just feel like it's
Oh my god.
like
Times I see that.
what context does that like work in like again it's like it's a perfect I mean it's a popular line from that movie, but it's like why
Yeah.
I don't want Batman saying that. It's not a Batman
No,
thing
me
to
neither.
say.
Yeah. I'm with you.
What did
It's
you feel
just
about
weird.
Returns?
I don't
Let's
know.
talk about Returns. I
That's
love
a good
Returns.
movie.
So,
I don't know. We didn't finish it.
Returns?
Oh, you didn't
Returns?
finish it?
I haven't
Oh,
changed
then
it. No, Returns is great.
finish it.
I haven't
Well,
finished it.
you don't even know what I'm talking about. Damn. Anyway, yeah. So CinemaCon's been kind of a miss a little bit for some people. The Rock was there though. They showed. So The Rock did a funny bit where he was on screen and he was like, "Man, I wish I could be there." Ah, screw it. And then he walked out on stage, and everyone was like, "Ah."
I bet he had
Dwayne.
an NFT to sell or something.
And then, well, they did do it, and then they showed a Shazam trailer and
Okay.
the Black Adam trailer, like new footage. So
Yeah, I keep
and
forgetting
they
Shazam
showed,
2 is the thing.
Oh,
I know,
that's
right?
happening.
Weird.
Yeah,
I hate the DCEU with a
me
passion.
too.
Yeah.
That's a
I don't
over
like it.
I would be okay with them
Okay, hold on. No, I have to
stopping
interrupt you.
everything but the Batman.
Yeah, I have to interrupt you. Good segue. We're an hour and 7 minutes in, and we have to talk about what's on the thumbnail. Batman 2. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, like I wasn't like I saw
Yeah,
it.
not really
I
sure.
had no reaction.
I mean, we kind of
We already knew it.
was happening for the most
Yeah.
part, but
Matt's
I mean,
been
just
talking
wait.
about it. Robert's been talking about it.
Yeah, what's up
DC's
with
been
that?
so crazy that like
It's been doing well. Like
yeah,
you
it's
know.
just
Times is right.
It's
Did you know
cool.
yeah, I don't know.
Guys, you know.
this? It's true. I've seen the ads for it. Like
TMZ.
that exists.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's it's like a
Is it like a DC spin-off type
It's
deal?
not like in the same universe as Batman.
Like, it's not like
DC does
Peacemaker
their
where
own.
like yeah.
No,
yeah.
DC does their own thing. Like there's a comic called Preacher, and that's a DC comic, but it's not like a DC universe comic type thing.
Right.
Yeah, no, I did see it. I do know about it.
And it's bad apparently.
Is it bad? I don't know.
That's what Dime
Oh,
said.
it's
I don't
awful.
know.
That's all. I
No
didn't
one's
see it.
watching it.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Batman 2, yeah. I mean, of course, I'm hyped. Hyped.
Mr.
Take it
Freeze.
up.
And I hope we get some sort of test footage teaser thing, and the logo turns blue.
That'd be
That'll
sick.
get me.
Yeah,
So hyped.
right.
If they change the marketing color scheme to black and blue for this one, and it's set during Christmas, and Mr. Freeze is the villain, I'm in for it.
You
Okay,
should just make
to
this
be fair,
movie.
I'm in for it either way. But I will say there will be a tiny part of me that will be upset if that's not exact. If
If it doesn't play out
It
exactly
doesn't
how
play-
I
yeah,
want
exactly how I want.
it to. But it inevitably
Correct.
doesn't work out the exact way
I
that
just feel like it's so. I don't
It's
know. I just
it's a
feel like
layup. It's a layup. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it seems like an easy
Yeah.
thing to do.
yeah, and it's gonna be so cool because now they have an incentive. So I know you guys. I mean, animated series. I know ranging. You guys have seen it, but you know the blimps in the air.
Yeah, of course.
We can get those blimps in the sequel now. Like they can
Yeah,
have
sure.
these like patrol Gotham City patrol blimps and everything. This can turn
Yeah.
full animated series, and they can do a Heart of Ice type beat story. And I'm so down for that.
Arnold
Unbelievably
Schwarzenegger
down for that.
stepping
And
into the role again.
yeah, and you know we got.
You could probably do it soon, like seriously.
This was Halloween. So next is Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, maybe if that's how they want to do
Right?
it.
Hey, no, Christmas is canceled.
That'd be cool.
And it would be cool.
That's like a
So,
Stranger
you know,
Things type.
Gotham is still flooded. That shit freezes over.
The ice.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man! There's
That'd
so
be
much. They could have an awesome
would.
fight on the ice, and there could be this like cool like final scene where it's like tense on the ice and the ice is
That'd be
breaking.
hyped up.
And I know, but I thought about this idea so much. Like it could be so sick.
Do you think
They could
Batman
have
would,
this like they could have this big fight at the end, like on this huge just plot of ice.
would
And it
Batman
could be
whip
like
out
breaking and they're
the
just like fighting. It's like
would Batman
desperate.
whip out the roller not the roller skates, the ice skates?
Yeah.
Ice skates.
He
Yeah,
might
yeah,
have to,
absolutely. Of course.
unfortunately.
And the credit card.
And the credit card while he's skating. Yeah.
Dylan, we watched Batman and Robin recently, or at least most of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We watched some of it. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Great film.
Weird movie.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Yeah, Ice Age.
Well,
But I mean, like, well, but like, do you see? I have such a
Yeah,
strong
I see.
vision for it.
So I
You
Yeah.
gotta let Matt Reeves know. He has to know what.
I'll
Jedi
ask Matt. I'll hit up Matt.
email him.
And,
I have his number.
And another thing, I think, so I want Robin really badly. I don't know if this version of Batman is ready for that, though.
No, I don't think we're there either because he's still got a
Yeah.
lot of Bruce Wayne to go and a lot of him and
we
Alfred
need,
to go.
we need a Bruce Wayne story. We need a villain who can
Yeah.
challenge Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne.
Definitely.
And guess what? Okay, and I'll continue. So Bruce Wayne is now at a point. So they set this up in the first movie that Bruce Wayne needs to make changes. Bruce Wayne changes, not Batman changes. Bruce Wayne changes. Perfect incentive. The state of Gotham City right now. Perfect incentive for him to come in as a saving grace for Gotham City. Be like,
True,
let
yeah.
me help everybody.
Right. Yeah, they did set
And-
that
and
up.
the-
because
and
the
this- and
mayor
this
or
builds
whatever
up-
was like,
This builds up his public persona, and this builds up his attacking
I was
criminals
rewatching
from
Batman
both sides.
a little
Right.
bit for the first time. Really giving it a good look. I will stand by the fact that I think that the start of the car chase is goofy, and I think the fact that he stalls out, or like he revs, people don't get that. I was watching multiple reactions. People are like, oh, why did he stall out? Like, oh, like they go like, oh,
Yeah, I've seen.
doesn't look
Okay,
that
I
is
have
weird.
seen a lot of people thinking it's stalling.
and that's what I thought in the theater, and I was like, okay, I understand.
I didn't think
now,
that.
but because you've explained to me what you think it, like I get it now conceptually, but I don't think it works. That's like the one thing that I have stuck to in terms of my criticism. I really don't think that the way that it's shot it works, but everything else, man, I think that's a good movie right there. Batman's
that's your one complaint.
And I think it could have even a better sequel if they follow by my strict step-by-step plan.
Follow the Johnny floor plan.
well, that complaint, and then I also think the editing in the third act.
It's weird. Yeah.
When you go from Falcone,
All right,
when you go
the
from Falcone
only
to Alfred, when he's like,
okay.
Maroni killed your father, and he goes to Alfred. He's like, you lied to me, and he's
Yeah,
like,
and then he's like,
No,
oh,
the story
Maroni
is
killed
told
your father.
3 times, scene after scene,
yeah.
3 times in a row,
No good.
and then the Joker end credit scene just shoved in the middle of the ending.
Yeah.
I do think the Joker cutscene though. I really like that scene. The more I watch it, I've seen that deleted scene a couple times now. I think that scene should
The
have been.
deleted scene or the
deleted
in the,
scene.
in the-
I think
oh,
the
yeah.
deleted scene should have been in the movie. I think it's great.
I think it's great too. I would have honestly. I think honestly that could have been a cooler reveal than what they did.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think if they had just put it in, I think that's the
Yeah.
best reveal they could have done. The way the scene was.
I would agree. That's what I.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree. But I just think like the Mr. Freeze plot writes itself. You know, Court of Owls has been thrown around. I do not think that they are. I do not think that they are ready for that.
No.
And I feel like we kind of just did the Gotham Secrets plot
Right.
kind of thing, something similar. I mean, obviously, so this is much more like corruption. I mean, Court of Owls is much more like mystery and like actually like the foundation of Gotham, like the city itself. Like the Court of Owls has been a cult ever since Gotham has been a thing. So I think that's a much different story, but I feel like they could be treading similar waters if that's a sequel. I don't think it will be.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I can agree.
Well, I do want to share one more thing. We're running along here, and this is totally unrelated to the Batman. I just want to take it back to Star Wars Celebration. That they are doing in the big room a screening of a movie version of the Siege of Mandalore, and I am so excited to be.
That's what you were saying.
What do you think I was saying?
I don't know. I wasn't following.
Johnny reads every other word.
No,
are you illiterate sometimes?
I was in class when I read it. Though.
I was
in class when I read it. I was in class when I read it.
And I was like, how is this not worthy of reaction? You just went, it's true. That's what he said. And I was like, does he get it? And he just doesn't care that.
Wait. So does this mean the 4-episode arc shoved together, or is it Revenge of the Sith intertwined?
No, they would never do that officially.
They would. Okay, I didn't think so. Okay.
You can watch that, but no, this is the Siege
of Mandalore. There is a thing.
The arcs, the arc pushed together, edited as a movie on the big screen, watching Clone Wars on a big screen in the big theater.
You guys want to do that?
Yeah,
you guys have any interest?
Yeah, that's too fun.
Like, does that not sound just amazing? And you were like, I was like, that sounds insane. And you were like, meh. And I was like, what do you mean? We're gonna be there, Johnny.
That's cool. But I don't know. I'd be done.
I think that's amazing.
No, I do too. I'm kidding. Yes, we need to figure that out. Court of Owls in the new Arkham Knights game. Sadly, this is a common mistake that I catch a lot of people doing. It's not called Arkham Knights. It's called Gotham Knights, and
it's a different universe.
And it's not in the Arkham universe, and it's in a whole different universe. Unfortunately, even though if they made one tiny bit of change, it could have worked. But unfortunately, it does not. And now
I hate it.
I am mad at that game because it's not in the Arkhamverse. When it could be, when it could have been.
It should be, really. It should be.
Yeah.
It should be. You're right. Anywho.
So let's end the stream with a little bit of WB rage. I think that's a nice wholesome.
Yeah, that works for me.
I will say the Batman is the only. Oh no, okay, sorry. The Batman and the Batman animated series is the only thing they have going for them.
Yeah,
the only thing.
And whatever maybe Joker thing they want to do in the future.
Joker 2 makes me really nervous.
Me too, but at least Joker 1 was good.
Joker 2 makes me really nervous.
I agree.
Joker 2, Revenge of Society.
I will say, Willem Dafoe's pitch. Have you guys heard Willem Dafoe's pitch?
What did Willem Dafoe have to say?
Willem Dafoe's pitch was, it would be cool if there was like another Joker in town that was trying to like, he was inspired by Joaquin, or I'm just gonna say if he played him, and he was inspired by Joaquin, and like was trying to take over the Joker game, and like this whole like triumphant story. I don't know. It was I forget the exact wording, but it was interesting.
Gotcha. Well,
thank you, Willem.
Thank you, Willem, for your input.
Willem, I wish you were the Joker. I think. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Well, clearly, I think
Willem may not be our Joker, but he's the best Green Goblin, and yeah.
I was going to say he's the only Green Goblin, but I take that back.
That's not true. There's multiple. There's many.
There's a couple out there.
There's like one. I don't count the New Goblin.
Oh, okay.
I do not count the New Goblin.
There's still one other, and they're bad. That's okay.
Really?
What? No. Okay, come on. Let's wrap the stream. The energy's dying from you.
We've said like 3 times.
No, let's keep going. No, I'm kidding. But yeah. So, anyways, lots going on. CinemaCon, I think a majority of the companies had a flop day.
It was a slop trough day.
Are we ending this? What just happened? Yeah, we should have.
Anyway, so
some other news. I really think that.
So, anyways, I would just like to say, still no Avatar Studios updates.
But they did do an Avatar update for James Cameron's Avatar coming out later this year.
I don't care. Actually, I kind of care. I kind of care. I kind of care.
And Johnny's
Sort of,
hatred of
but-
James
That-
Cameron continues.
That movie's secretly mid, but I'll never say it. I'll never say it out loud.
You said it
not
out
me.
loud.
It's not mid.
The first
You said
the
it.
Avatar movie is secretly mid, but I would
I
never
like.
No,
I
you
like
just
that.
said
own
it.
up to that. No, that
You
was
said
like
that,
I said secretly.
I haven't watched
No,
it
but
in
it happened.
like
Please,
8
I keep
years,
got my phone.
and so in my head, the movie's really good. And I saw it a bunch when I was a kid. And so
Okay,
if I
go
don't,
watch it again.
if
What's
I don't
the main
watch it
character's
again,
name? I don't even remember.
Jake Sully.
You look.
Oh, whatever. You know.
It's Jake Sully.
No,
He's from
we're
the
done.
Jarhead
We're
clan.
done.
He's like
Oh.
Jarhead clan.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. We appreciate you. We
ahead,
have been. It has been a weird
Jake
schedule
Sully.
with everybody. Mainly me. We're hoping to change things soon. But
Everyone knows Jake
anyways.
Sully. I did not look it up.
so,
We'll leave with
thank you,
Gambit's
everybody,
best,
and we will see
yeah,
you.
best take.
And Stephen
next
Lang is
one.
a really good evil man.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Speed, Spider.